These legends in my brain are freaking surf stuff, skate stuff, snowboard. That to me, it screams 90s. When I think like 90s and people are like radical, tubular, I don't picture people playing baseball, even though it's part of, I get it. He's disagreeing.
I was going to just throw in basketball. 90s was pretty incredible, man.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Michael Jordan. I don't know. When I saw a video of like Shaquille O'Neal playing against Michael Jordan, they had the warm-ups with like the way they looked in the 90s style. That was pretty 90s.
Yeah, I was in diapers. So
Not to disagree with you, because I'm a big snowboarder and I like that stuff too. But
okay, which sport do you think defines the 90s the best?
Ooh.
To me, basketball.
Basketball?
Easily basketball.
Okay. I guess it's just it just depends how you grew up then,
Yep.
right?
Oh.
For me, basketball was there, but it was pretty not really existent.
For me, it would be baseball, just because I played
What a
baseball.
dork.
Terrible.
But that's why I kind of try to narrow it down, because of the hobbies that we do collect are within that realm of like our style.
Yeah.
It's like skateboarding, snowboarding.
I find skateboarding to be it just feel like anytime, or put it this way, here you go. Here's why I'm going to defend skateboarding as the definitive 90s sport. If I told you draw a 90s guy, you're very much more likely to have someone draw you a guy with like a mohawk, like crazy clothes with like a skateboard on him. They're not going to be drawing some 90. When you think that they're not going to be drawing a guy with a basketball or a baseball.
Who was the big star in baseball?
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan?
Dude,
in
I
the
was
90s?
in diapers. Come
Even
on.
watch.
I'm
Curtis
telling
is still
you.
in diapers.
Curtis didn't even watch it.
Yeah, you don't see my my
He's like,
prescription.
I just had a baseball when I was in my crib.
Ricky still can't find that snowboard. I think we.
Dude, I had those little Depends, dog. I was just going like those grown adult diapers, whipping them around.
If you're looking for great online protection, NordVPN has got you covered, and super simple. A VPN is a virtual private network, a service that protects your internet connection and privacy online. VPNs create an encrypted tunnel for your data, protect your online data by hiding your IP address, and allows you to use public Wi-Fi hotspots safely. NordVPN is super easy to use and connect to anywhere in the world. I mean, it's one click, go, it's connected, it's that simple. There is 5,300 plus servers in 60 countries. Find a server near you for better speed, or in a faraway location for more content. You can get it on 6 devices, on every major platform: Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, and Linux. Even your Android TV supports NordVPN. Are you a gamer like me? I'm guessing you are. A game isn't available in your country? No problem. Just change your virtual location and buy it. Find discounts in other regions. You have 60 countries to choose from. You can game securely, avoid DDoS attacks that significantly slow down your connection, and block malware-ridden websites. For me, it's con season. I'm about to travel to 6 different states in the next 6 months. NordVPN helps you find cheaper flight tickets, feel safe while browsing online using public Wi-Fi, access content from another country, and protect your IP address from scammers. Get 4 months extra on a 2-year plan. Go to the link nordvpn.com/Pixel Plus and try it out. Once again, I really appreciate all of you guys listening to the podcast. It means a lot, and thank you again so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. The reason Curtis brought it up is Ricky pulled out we found a 1080 snowboard from the freaking 90s.
What were
from
they
the day.
asking on it?
They were asking like $4 grand or
4,000?
something on it. 10?
That
It's
thing
actually
was.
at $6,000 now.
Is it
I
really?
think
They
changed
raised it.
Son of
It's
a
pretty
guns.
awesome, that thing.
Yeah, I think
Not gonna lie,
I think
you
it was
showed
on
to
a
me and I
couple
was
of
like,
the
damn.
ads that were actually in some of the Nintendo Powers, I believe.
It was.
And that's why it's so crazy.
I feel like there was like one guy that got that thing.
That's the only one I've seen. Well,
Yeah.
Ricky can't even find it out. We found it like an hour ago. But I'm going to say the biggest legend. All right, here's going to be the funny thing people are getting mad about. Tony Hawk, man. I love the guy. He's a fun guy. He can still push out a 900. But growing up skateboarding, Tony Hawk was the part you skipped. And that was like there's the board too, by the way. Tony Hawk was the part you skipped as a skateboarder. As a street skater with my boys and our Jinkos going hard, getting wild, screaming, vert parts came on, you skipped it. So it was very interesting to me, and I didn't really think about it until now, but like when Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, the game was great, but there was almost, I don't know of anybody who picked Tony Hawk. And I love Tony Hawk. I'm telling you, hundreds of skateboarders I hung out with, all these crews. We grew up with the Huntington crew. We grew up in Orange County, California, where all the biggest dogs of skateboarding was. Vert stuff was like, he's kind of a dork. And it was just kind of the thing. Guy's wearing a helmet. What a dork. This is another bad. We had a guy, Lord forgive me, this time has passed. Before I say this story, we were like the hardcore skaters at school. Like that was our thing. Like we were the skate dudes, like at the table, the hardcore skate guys. We had this kid, and I guarantee you it took him like a year to muster up the courage to like sit at our table. Lord forgive me before I even say it. And I just remember him walking up with his skateboard with a helmet on. Lord forgive me. And we all looked at him and we're just like, get out of here, you dork.
Was his name Ricky?
It was Ricky. I feel horrible about it now, man. Ian, if you're out there, I won't say your last name. I'm so sorry. I'm not that man that I used to be. It was just such an interesting thing, man. But yeah, there's that snowboard. I mean, for the audience that wants to see that thing, $6,000, but there's no bids on it.
But you're never gonna see something like that.
No, you will not see that.
That's got to be probably the only
Scroll through
one
those
in
pictures, Ricky.
existence of that. And I'm a snowboarder, so I love that thing. Like I would actually use that.
Oh, look, there you go.
I think the person that like I look up to as like the pinnacle of snowboarding is still Shaun White.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
I mean, and he was able to transition in X Games.
So give me this with Shaun White.
skateboarding.
I was not a snowboarding guy. Was he in the realm of Tony Hawk? Like he was just a face, or he had the skill that everyone's like,
Oh,
holy
yeah,
cow.
this skill,
He's a
big time.
Olympian gold medalist. He's everything that you could like think of in that sport. Like he was changing everything. He like know how sorry to interrupt you, but like how Tony Hawk like created the
Yes.
the 720, was it the 900?
I wouldn't say creative. He was one of the first guys. to do the
Basically,
900,
Shaun
yeah.
White was on that mark of creating new
Historical.
things. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
In fact, I couldn't even really name any other snowboarder.
Palmer.
besides-
He was big in the 90s.
Oh,
Sean Palmer.
Sean Palmer.
Sean Palmer.
I think he had a game.
He had a bunch of games.
Greatest snowboarding game.
I'm going to say Shaun
Snowboard
White
Kids.
for me.
Snowboard Kids.
Snowboard Kids is pretty good. Yeah, I was playing that recently.
All right, this
It's
is
pretty awesome.
For me, when you get that board, but it didn't really work that well, but you were still trying.
All right, you guys got to rapid fire these. I'm going to name sports, and you have to name the greatest important player to that sport. But you don't get time to think about it. Ready? And we just go like this. Basketball.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, dude.
Michael Jordan. Okay. Baseball.
Oh, no.
Hurry up, bro.
P. Rose.
Derek Jeter.
Mark McGuire.
All I can think of is Mike Piazza for some reason.
Now, Mike Piazza.
That's literally why.
Hockey.
I'm going to say Andre Kopitar just because I love him.
Okay.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Okay. Snowboarding. You said Shaun White. Shaun White. I'm going to go with the friggin' Snowboard Kids.
Wait.
Skateboarding.
I love Nigel Houston.
Nija. Okay.
Tony Hawk. I'm not a big skateboarder. I know. So that's like the only one I could probably name.
You just said like Starbucks is the greatest coffee.
I was that little kid that came up to the lunch table.
Am I dumb or was
You're dumb.
Buddy Lassick?
Bucky Lassick.
Bucky Lassick. He was the one who did the crazy.
He was also vert.
Yes, and like I just remember him because he would always like outshine everybody in the X Games.
I'm gonna say, as much as he was polarized, Chad Muska, he was he was local to a lot of the stuff we're doing, and I feel like he really set a scene. He became the first celebrity before Rob Dyrdek too.
It's true.
He was. I mean, all his pictures like hanging out with like Paris Hilton, all these people. He was the life of the game.
I love Rob.
You
Dyrdek,
did
dude.
love Muska.
Dyrdek
I remember all
was
the
awesome.
Muska stuff you had.
Do you remember how I used to dress, bro?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Dude, I was Jinkos, bro. If you could see my shoes, I wouldn't rock them.
You wore Jenkos?
Oh, I was hardcore Jinkos.
Wow.
I was heavy Jinko, bro.
Really?
I was a different looking kid. I was a different kid, man. Dude, I used to cuss a lot and stuff.
What's changed?
You found Jesus?
The low
Really?
change, man.
Jenkos? I would never have guessed that.
Oh, dude, hardcore Jinkos. Buzzed head,
Yeah.
super short hair, had a mouth on me. Just a different
Buzzed
kid, man.
head? Shaved head?
Yep, super short hair when it would come in.
Lucky I
Trying
had
to
a
picture
bowl
this.
hair.
You had a bowl. You would have a bowl cut.
Yeah, my
You
mom.
would.
I had a bowl cut too.
You
I was
white
bowl
guys.
cut.
I wanted my
Generic
dad's
white guy
mullet, man.
haircut.
My dad had a great mullet, man. I wish I had that.
Oh,
nope,
great.
let's just put a bowl. How about you, Ricky?
The tie between Rodney Mullen and Jamie Thomas.
Ooh, Rodney Mullen. Have
Rodney
you guys ever
Mullen's
seen him do someone
insane.
like? I mean, I think he said that when he wanted to start skateboarding. Was like he wanted to be dancing on a skateboard.
And
That's kinda what he
literally,
did.
That's what he does. It's
Dancing
insane.
Queen. Is that it, Curtis?
He
Are we out
started
of here?
Dark Slide.
No, I was gonna ask us if you guys ever broken any bones.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I have
I've
one
never-
right now.
Hey,
I have two broken bones right now. I have a broken thumb. This thing I can't move. It's healing. And I have a broken rib from snowboarding.
I've only
just like a
dislocated.
month ago.
That's it.
From skateboarding, yeah. Lots. The same ankle 3 times.
I've only broken one bone, and it was at his house on the half pipe.
Oh my! I gotta tell the story, bro. We built
ahead.
we
Go
built
for
we
it.
built
Go
a
for
half
it.
pipe. We built a half pipe in my backyard, and I was like my dream. It was only like 8 years ago. Maybe?
Yeah, it wasn't even that long.
Built a half pipe. It was my dream, bro. To have. I was like, I have money now. I can build a freaking half pipe. I'm gonna build a half pipe, and I would skate this thing every day. And my buddy Andy decided to build one too. About a weekend, he broke his pelvis. He's about our age. And I was like, oh, shoot, one down. And then Ricky and I would skate. Ricky wasn't like as heavily dedicated to skateboarding as I was. And Ricky's over and he's just dropping in, doing some, rock and rolls, just some basic turns and stuff. And I'm like, all right, Ricky, I'll be right back. I'm going to go I was with my cousin Mike as well, too. And I'm like, all right, Ricky, Mike, I'll be right back. I'm going to go in the house, grab a drink. And I'm probably one step into the door and I hear, Aaron, come back. And I look outside and I see Ricky laying down with his foot up like this. But I'm like, that's not right. His foot was down here dangling like this way, like this. And I'm like, oh no, that can't be right. And I run to Ricky and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. This is not good. I know how that was during that partial time in our life where Ricky's wife loved me but also wanted to kill me because we were such close friends. We were doing everything together. And I look at Ricky and I'm like, what do I do? And he just looks at me. He's like, Nicole's gonna kill me. I'm dead. It's like Ricky didn't have pain from his foot.
How old were you?
30.
Oh, this happened recently.
He needs some
Oh,
milk.
this was not like a young kid.
No, dude.
Wow,
I went
snapped
so long
it,
without
huh?
breaking anything. And that's why I felt, okay, fun fact. I finally got I broke it when the day I got a helmet and pads.
Told you,
I'm
bro.
Oh, I better be careful.
They have superpowers to make you worse.
Bro, it made it worse. I was like,
gosh.
oh, no.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where I was like, oh crap. And it was bad. It still is pretty bad.
Oh, dude, if you look at my feet right now, one ankle's huge and the other one's still a skinny little.
Curtis has 2 huge ankles, but it's just
Those are just, hey, Kankle gang, baby.
I felt bad for him and Mike. They had to carry me to the car.
yeah. And it's funny. See, I'm glad I got off social media because I'm carrying Ricky to the car. And I'm like, oh no, Ricky! Throw him in the back of the Jeep, and the first thing I do, Ricky, take a selfie for the show, bro. Hey! And Ricky's just like, yeah. It was a bad time, bro.
How long did it take to heal?
It's barely healed, bro.
4 months, 5
4
months. Yeah.
This broken rib that I got a month ago. Oh my gosh, still killing me. Takes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The older you get.
Have you ever
the
broken a
older you
rib too?
Yep. On camera.
get. Oh, yeah.
I broke my rib on the channel.
Oh, I think you told me that, but tell it again.
Yeah,
What
we were
happened?
basically playing around, and Ricky and I were this sounds
The fragility of
very
this group.
homoerotic. Ricky and I were literally playing in bubbles together at a convention. Yeah, I know. We were playing with bubbles, and I'm goobing with Ricky, and there's a longer, deep story to it. He lost his watch, and I apparently knocked it out of his hand or something. We're not really sure. But long story short, I'm standing next to this meter pedestal. It's like a metal box, right? And they're harsh edge. I mean, they're harsh edge metal. I mean, I work on those things at work. And, whoa, almost fell. And Ricky is goofing around with me, and Ricky goes to put bubbles in my face, and the camera was rolling, and everyone knows when the camera's rolling, you're just a little extra. So I was like, I'm just not going to dive out of the way. I'm going to dive out of the way. So when Ricky goes to put the bubbles in my face, I'm like, ah! And I jump the other way as hard as I've ever jumped, like a linebacker or like a football touchdown play dive for all the games. And I dive, and I realize the box is this far from me. And it just kaboom right into my rib. I mean, as hard as you could do it. And it knocked the breath out of me, and I was on camera. So I'm like, and then I went and got it taken care of and looked into the doctors. Like, you broke your rib. And how'd you break your rib? I'm like, playing in bubbles with my friend Ricky. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no explanation needed.
To be fair, it was there was so many bubbles you could barely see. It was.
It was a mega bubble bath.
Wow. I was picturing all of that. I don't know if I believe this whole
How did it
story.
make you feel? Once again, I really appreciate all of you guys listening to the podcast. It means a lot. And thank you again so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video.